Welcome to the July 14th, 2026 meeting of the Air Planning Board. This meeting hearing of the Air Planning Board will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation via Zoom is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with a particular interest in a specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may access the proceedings by joining Zoom meeting ID 978-772-8220 or by calling 929-205-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Danny Ruiz, Town Planner, at druiz@air.ma.us or 978-772-8220 extension 144 prior to the meeting. First matter of business is to approve the agenda. And didn't we have a suggested?
No, we're not making it. They're going to go to the 28th.
Oh, they are? Okay. All right. So we need I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ken, how do you vote?
Aye.
Peter? Aye. Dave?
Aye.
Julie?
Yes.
Chair votes aye. It's approved. First item on the agenda.
20 Groton Harvard Road. This is for site plan review and stormwater management permit and inclusionary housing. They are requesting a continuance to the July 28th planning board meeting so that they just received their traffic study, the draft version. They're going to get hopefully that over to me this week or next week and then be on for the 28th so that they can present the information. And then at that date, we'll have to figure out, is that sufficient? Do we need a review of it? And kind of go from there. But as of now, they're requesting a continuance to the 28th.
And we need a motion to continue to the 28th? I make a motion.
Any discussion on that at all?
No discussion.
I was going to ask you to just clarify what you said. Are they just getting the proposals for the traffic?
No. The drafts, traffic studies have already been completed.
Okay. That's what I was trying to clarify.
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion to continue the public hearing for 20 Groton Harvard Road to our next planning board meeting on July 28th.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Ken?
Aye.
Peter? Aye. Dave?
Aye.
Julie?
Yes.
Yeah, chair votes aye. It is continued next meeting. And we're opening this meeting, right?
Yep, the opening for Radisson Road, map 8, parcels 10, 17, 22, and 23.
Okay.
Application for stormwater management permit. Applicant and owner is the New England Power Company. Proposal is proposed paving Radisson Road and construction of a parking lot with 25 parking spaces.
We need a motion to open, right?
Yes.
I'd like to, I make a motion to open the public hearing for Radisson Road stormwater management permit as articulated by the town planner.
Seconded.
Any further discussion? Ken?
Yes.
Peter? Aye. Dave?
Aye.
Julie?
Yes.
Chair votes aye. So do you want to set this up for us? And also, if you would make for the public just an explanation about why we're not reviewing the site plan?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
This project is only under a stormwater management permit. It's a public utility, so it is exempt from site plan review. So it's only coming in under the stormwater management permit application. This is for right off, so Nemco Way, where the industrial site is, there's a driveway that leads up to the Sandy Pond substation,
Yep.
National Grid substation. This is for paving of a gravel way that comes off of that.
Yep.
I will have I have it right here, and we'll bring up the representative from BSC.
And you can take that chair,
Ryan.
take the nice chair.
All right.
There's plenty. And if you just say your name and group into
Yes.
the record, thanks.
Good evening. For the record, my name is Brian Yurgation. I'm a professional engineer with BSC Group, and I'm here tonight on behalf of the applicant, and we are seeking approval of the major stormwater permit as outlined described in your bylaws. Is there a way I can just kind of toggle through these?
No, I usually
Don't do it for you.
I can do it for you for right now.
If you don't, sure,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I can do it for you. I usually have my mouse, but it was chaotic. I didn't bring it down.
That's fine.
I
So,
just asked a question, I think the public might be intrigued. So is this reviewed at a state level? Somebody have eyeballs on the plan, or the utility just goes straight to?
So, in terms of the town, we
I know-
review it under the stormwater management permit. They still have to do building permits if there were anything building, but there's nothing. This is just a road.
Okay,
So there's not really much other than this review.
okay.
but yeah, to your question.
You know what I'm
though,
getting at?
Yeah, I do. If there's any environmental or, ecological permits, those have to be done, through the state, through DEP.
Okay, hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, sir, go ahead.
That's
Please
okay.
proceed.
So the first slide here just shows you an overview of the area. Danny described it at the outset, though, but we're just, planned south there of the Sandy Pond HVDC substation, critical infrastructure, and
That's high voltage DC?
yes, it is. And this is what's known as a converter station. Basically converts between AC and DC or vice versa, and it links different electrical grids together. That's about as much as I understand of it. And so this would, this road it's a compacted gravel road, so it almost acts like it's impervious. And this is going to help with a lot of different factors, but you can see it's approximately a little over 2,000 linear feet of road that we'd like to pave. If you would, Danny, next slide.
And what's the proposed width of the road? I'm sorry.
It's
paving.
20,
The paving, I meant.
24 feet.
Thank you.
Basically, it's the existing width. This is just the existing conditions plan. And then if you want to just advance one more slide, then we can just stay on that. Perfect. So this is what our proposal is. We are proposing stormwater management in the form of what's known as biofiltration swales. They're vegetated, and they do have riprap at the outfalls, and basically stormwater runoff is just going to sheet flow off the road and enter these swales, where they receive both water quality treatment credit, as well as they'll attenuate the peak discharges. So it's a pretty straightforward design. It looks a little complicated. There's a couple of driveways in the way, and so that's why we have, if you notice, kind of down in the middle at the first curve there, that's existing access that's being used by Engrid right now. So we just wanted to maintain that, and as a result, it made us instead of having one nice long swale, we had to break it up into different segments and put some culverts in. But that's really the project. It complies fully with the Mass DEP stormwater management regulations. It also complies fully with the Town of Ayer's stormwater management bylaw. There is a parking lot as well, and that's for Engrid people who work at the substation. Just gives them, kind of formalizes a place for them to park. And then on the final one there, I just have, one more. So these are just the project benefits. You can all read them, but it maintains and it improves existing unpaved operational surfaces. It enhances the long-term site safety, access, operational reliability. As I mentioned, it complies fully with all your stormwater management regulations. It preserves the existing drainage patterns, and it avoids any adverse impacts downstream. It's going to improve water quality because right now there is no treatment. Water sediment runs off the road. It naturally reduces erosion, sedimentation, provides some dust mitigation for the critical HVDC converter station infrastructure. And I think it strikes a nice balance between infrastructure maintenance needs and environmental resource protection. So that's really all my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. I'm going to start. So I'm not familiar with biofiltration systems. I think this is the first time I've seen one on the stormwater plan. I was wondering if you could just tell us a little more about how they work, where the water goes, and then what the maintenance of this looks like, what that maintenance
Sure.
schedule would look like.
Yep. And there is, we do have a section in our stormwater
For O&M?
report with O&M in there, yes. But essentially, this is a vegetated swale with a series of stone check dams. So
Okay.
it allows the water to pond up, it settles out, and then the water will exfiltrate into the ground as well.
So just exfiltrate directly in the ground?
Correct.
But it's not like a rain garden, though. It doesn't sound like this, is it?
No, but it's a pretty
Similar
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 idea.
concept?
Yes.
Rain gardens just are more vegetated in the sense of
Got it.
plantings, and this will probably be just grass, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Whereas
Grass and then stone it at all the outfalls. That's the,
and then, in
and then maintenance
a
every-
rain garden
yeah.
typically is like, pollinator plants, all
Yeah.
kinds of things, kind of like that.
exactly.
And this is just grasses, right? I mean,
This is just, yes,
Right.
exactly. This
Okay.
is just grass. I think it's an erosion control mix. I'm not positive which one I specified, but it's an appropriate seed mixture. And where you see these oftentimes is on the highways.
Yep.
This originally came from Mass DOT's highway maintenance.
You can see them
manual.
all along. They're being built all along like 495 now.
It's really a great tool for us as engineers because it strikes a nice balance. It allows you to get the recharge that we need to get, as well as it attenuates, the storms. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty small footprint that it requires, and it gets the job done.
So again, forgive me, so the sediments will be trapped at the bottom. Any concern about the light stuff, like the oils and stuff, is that go to the top, is skimmed off, or it just goes into goes right into the grass, that's it, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. There really isn't, other than what's, like you said, the sediment builds up,
Got
and
it.
that's removed when you do your annual or semi-annual maintenance after major storms. But yeah, there really is no mechanism that would address any floatables. I suppose it could be skimmed off, but
Okay.
yeah.
My colleagues have questions?
I got a couple of questions.
Excellent. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. So, can you go back to the C2.0? So there's quite a grade change at the front as it goes down way.
Yes.
So you're not using any berm here at all on the street.
That's correct.
So you're
Because that
asking,
would impede the stormwater flow.
so you're asking, is basically this super elevated to the left? Is that what I'm looking at here?
Correct.
So it
Yep.
hits a swale on the left, and the next thing after the swale is the bioretention cell system.
Yes.
So you're asking it to run down this. Why not have the bioretention all the way up the street where the swale is?
Yeah, that's a good question. We definitely looked at that, and I think it was, I don't recall, to be honest, if it was a spatial, limitations. But yeah, you're right. I mean, stormwater in that very first section is gonna sheet flow across. It is super elevated. So at that slope that it's at, I think I'm not concerned that water is gonna be, drifting on the roadway. I think it's gonna get off the roadway fairly quickly
Run
and
through
enter
the
that
swale.
system.
So is the balance of the road crowned? Is that it? Because it's basically going on both sides of the road?
It is.
The paving, I mean?
It is in the middle section, and then at the very end where there's that.
Then it's sheet again to the,
Then because again, we were limited on that southern side, so it then super elevates it to the north side, and that's where we have the remainder of it.
so just as a comparison, if we were doing, this is just for a thought here, but if we were doing a typical, let's say a big parking lot, and we had a retention or detention pond on that, you're almost doing the equivalent here by square footage of these bioretention basins. They're almost
Exactly.
equivalent to the recovering the whole thing in one location, let's say. something like
Correct.
that, With a series of pipes and all that other stuff.
Yes, no, you're absolutely right, but that's the advantage, that we don't have to install curbing, pipes, drain manholes, catch basins. And it's depending upon your site, it can be easier to fit in these relatively narrow swales rather than a large basin.
Right,
And these are LID,
yeah.
mechanisms to stormwater.
Was there any testing required to double check that this?
Yeah.
We
You
did.
already thought-
No, I was just gonna ask that, go for it.
Well, we did do soil testing. Yes, we
Okay.
did about I think 7 test pits all along the sides of the
And-
road.
And that
Is it
shows,
really
that shows
sandy?
on the
It is.
application.
It's
That's what water.
hydraulic soil group A, so very sandy, rapid
Rapid percolation, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of what I guessed there.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
pretty straightforward.
I mean, there were some comments that were issued that were pretty minor.
Yeah, there's one.
The
I'll
10-inch.
I'll bring it up myself. The 10-inch water
Yes.
main. I have to say though, I really disagreed with the recommendation to just go out and dig test pits and try to find it. The last thing anyone wants is poking around and then we hit a 10-inch water main and then we have a
Well, right.
catastrophe on our hands. So what we did is we reached out to the water department. I haven't heard back yet from them. Hopefully they can provide us a plan, although I suspect they would have already when they issued the comment. So if we strike out with the water department, then we'll have to we can hire a private utility locator just to try and find that water.
So without digging, you mean like
Yes.
whatever
You
it's
could
called,
do
LiDAR,
you could do LiDAR.
LiDAR, and then
ground
just,
piercing.
right, so that you
Yep.
don't have to accidentally break a 10-inch
Right, that's
main.
the last thing we want to do. When I showed the comment to my clients, I said no, we're not going to be poking around for a water main.
I mean, you can just GPR it, just
Right.
ground penetrating.
Ground penetrating radar.
I'm just curious, and has New England Power used biofiltration before in some of their projects, this kind of model?
We did one recently. I think it's probably the first one that we did. It was in Littleton, 35 Pratt's Junction. It's another substation, and same thing. We did it there as well.
One question,
Hasn't been constructed.
you mentioned that Mass DOT kind of took the lead with this. Are you aware of any problems these systems have had with Mass DOT or any other projects?
I'm not aware of any, no. And just, I guess, by the fact that I still see them constructing them, I tend to think it's probably okay.
The biggest issue is obviously the maintenance.
Yeah.
It's maintenance, right?
Yeah, it's just
Exactly.
making sure it's
Like
being
anything,
run.
That's the thing.
you have
That's
to do
the
your
key.
maintenance. You have to hire somebody, and you got to be diligent about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the comment from conservation.
Her concern was more towards there's a wetland down more off-site, further
Yeah.
off-site. It's not within their,
Sure.
it's not within anything. She just more wanted to make the comment known that, there are wetlands downstream.
And we are actually doing some work with that. Not my group, but our ecological group. They are
Yeah.
doing some permitting with that in that wetland area. So
And it's within, what's it, ACEC that it's within, that you mentioned? It's priority habitat, or it's one of the.
priority habitat
priority
area.
habitat.
Okay.
For
Not where we are, but down
Oh, I
closer
thought
to
you
the
Further down,
wetlands.
No, further down.
Oh, it's interesting, she doesn't mention, remember reading this wrong? It says the project is within priority habitat, and there are 3 wetlands.
I think she means the overall properties are within it. I don't, not the actual project.
Oh, okay.
But I can double check on that. I can look into that. But I don't think the actual grading is, the actual paving is within it. I think it's the actual, but the property is within it.
Okay.
I'll confirm it for you.
Because I mean, it's like everywhere in town, we have this.
Yeah, I mean,
areas of town.
it's really not anything for us. It's for, they would still, if there was something, then the state would, initiate that process. But it's
So
not
let
for
me
us.
ask you a question. Are you aware if it's within priority habitat or not within priority habitat?
I'm not certain, to be honest. I didn't think
We
it
could all-
was,
I mean,
but as I
go
sit
on
here
that.
now, I
it's further down?
recall the comment, so I'm not 100% certain. I know that there is habitat where the wetlands are. I didn't think it was on our side of the project, but
That's my understanding as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna let that,
Yeah, I'll follow it up with Heather and I can confirm with you and let you know later. But I think that's what it was.
and the other comment, excuse me, regarding the 10-inch water main, so based on this, I take it the DPW does not have an as-built plan of where that 10-inch water main actually is. They're speculating where it is.
I would take that as that's how it is as well.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's not the first time I've had
No,
the water
it's not.
department or DPW ask us to kind of find their main that they suspect. It's kind of odd because
This main must serve.
it's got to be,
new buildings.
in my mind, it's got to be connecting,
Oh, this is
looping
going
their
the other way
system.
around. It's coming
There's
from
really
the pump
nowhere it
station.
could serve, and 10 inches much too big to serve
Well,
Yeah,
one
it's
property.
It's on the other way,
View
it's coming from the pump.
It's where the industrial park is. Remember, So I'm assuming there's some sort of a loop in that area.
It's got to be so they can have
Yeah,
fire
'cause-
protection there.
'cause you have this huge industrial park right here, and here's the water. This is where the
Okay.
the one of the wells are,
System,
right around
yeah.
here. So I'd assume that water main is somehow connected with that, and it's looped some way.
Yeah, it's got to be looping back. Maybe it goes around
Yeah,
the
I'm assuming
substation.
it maybe it goes somewhere like around there, goes up,
That's kind of what I was.
but I don't.
I'm
know.
only guessing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Okay, thank you. So how are we gonna handle a comment from the DPW about the?
He's already on it. He said he reached out to the water department, and if not, at that point, I would say, I think he's suggesting they would most likely do GPR just to avoid having to actually dig into it.
That's ground penetrating radar?
Yeah,
Yes.
I would also suggest ground penetrating radar, because then you're not out there digging blindly.
It's non-destructive testing.
Yeah, right.
You get down there, sometimes you think it's a rock, it's the pipe, and no.
Yep. Yeah, that's the last thing we want to do.
How
Yeah.
deep are these fire retention swales? Or is it like 3.5, 3 feet deep, something like that?
Typically about that, I
2.5,
don't
3
have
feet.
the answer offhand.
Okay, thanks.
Um,
On this one, I can't.
But the water
I was looking at the
will
last
will
page.
only pond as high as the checked in, and then it will spill over and through it.
Right.
It would be, I believe, in the report as well, how much ponding level is. It would be in the stormwater report.
Okay. Yeah, these are pretty shallow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else? So, Danny, next steps?
So what I would suggest is, obviously, we're just waiting on some final, the addressing of the final comment, which is really the water. The others are more,
The water main,
yeah, the others are kind of just some comments that, general comments,
Yeah.
like mine were the Radisson Road, we need to.
Yeah, just fix that.
Figure out.
We'll correct that on the
Yeah.
plans and give you a clean set.
Yeah, and
as
I'll
well.
have Mike, the building commissioner, because what I believe everyone has decided, all the departments we're gonna go with Radisson Road, spelled Radisson, because this was a connection to the Radisson something, up in New Hampshire. I don't know. The chief sent us some historical thing as to why it was called that. So.
Wow.
That's what it's most likely going to be, but I just need, the building commissioner to make a determination on that.
So can you go back to the original shot, like the satellite shot? That one.
Yeah.
So it's actually Radisson Road, this section right here,
That's right, yeah.
and they're coming, this piece.
Yeah.
And that remains unpaved.
It's paved.
It's paved now.
Yeah, that's
It's paved all the way up to here.
Okay,
This section is not paved.
okay, got it.
It's the offshoot, it's not paved.
Cool.
So what we would do is, obviously, we would just need the responses to what they're going to do with that. I would assume we could just condition that prior to site work, they would do GPR or some sort of means to find the water line, and the plans would be revised to show the right spelling
Yep.
and address, and then I would work up a decision, have it sent over to you before, I think probably by the end of next week.
That's
Get
great.
that over to you, just because I will be on vacation the last week of July, but I will be zooming in for that meeting, so I'll have the decision ready for you
Oh,
before
so you're zooming in for the meeting? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, when's the next meeting?
July 28th.
28th. Okay.
So,
Unless you want to.
That's what I was just going to ask you.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just fearful that we may not have the answer by then. I'm actually going to be on vacation next week. I will have people tracking it down, but
Would you prefer it to be the first meeting in August?
I think that Yeah, I think that
Can
would
we do
be
that,
safer.
We can do that.
I appreciate the trying to hurry it along, but yeah, I don't want
Yeah,
to.
it's only 2 weeks, we get it.
That's fine.
Okay.
So we can move it to the first meeting in August, which I
Which is-
believe is August 11th. Let me just confirm
Yeah,
that.
that's what I
Yeah,
had.
August 11th. And then we can have that, have it ready for him and have everything all
So
set.
that's nice, it'll be clean, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that way, and also, if we find the water, if it is there, that will
Then
be
you
on the
can-
plans as
yeah,
well.
exactly.
And we'll make sure the Public Works has a copy.
Yes.
And there's no one online, right?
No,
Zoom?
no one's joined.
And there's no one in the room? Okay.
Nope.
Continuance, right?
Yeah.
So I'd like to make a motion to continue the Radisson Road, 75 Late On Access Improvement Stormwater Management Permit to our first meeting, August the 11th.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Ken?
Yes.
Peter?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Julie?
Yes.
Chair votes aye. We'll see you in the beginning of August.
All right,
Good
thank
luck.
you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time.
Just a general note to my colleagues. High voltage DC is not that common. And I'm really shocked to learn that we have that here, and I'd love to know what the DC is being used for. That's really fascinating.
They're pumping DC from one place to another, then they're changing it there.
Yeah.
It's the conversion. That's where they
So,
convert.
because the thing about DC is that it's very hard to transmit high voltage DC. It takes a lot of energy because there's a lot of loss over the line. That's why we use AC,
Yeah, right.
and that's why we have transformers to step it down.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very intriguing.
The thing that's interesting there is that we don't see that at all from the street.
No,
That's
exactly.
way behind.
Oh,
the other
yeah.
one.
Way back there.
It's
other
way
stuff's
behind it. Yes,
Way behind the other
it's
side.
very discreet.
And that little driveway is, you drive by it, you would never
You would never even know.
that
You would
little
know it was
driveway
there.
is
Yeah.
Nope.
That's pretty cool. It's
I didn't
called
even-
Madison Road. It wasn't-
When I got the
Really
Radisson
looks like a
Road
driveway.
application, I was like, I don't even know where that is.
Me too. I was like, where is this?
So,
Very interesting.
yeah.
Very good. So, I'm sorry, what do we have next?
We have project status updates.
Oh, boy.
All right.
You want to start with 42 Park?
Yes.
Let's talk about what happened.
Yes.
Okay.
So we had a meeting today with Ally, her contractor, and her project manager, we'll call him. He's the consultant. On our side, it was Jonathan, myself, Matt, Heather, Sam, Robert, and
All
Carly.
for that.
The whole crew.
Yeah, it was a.
It's like this.
Yeah, I sent everyone that letter, basically the violation letter that I had issued.
Yeah.
And just to kind of give some backstory as to what happened here, because I know neither of you were on the board when this was actually approved in 2023, December of 2023. So this project has had quite a bit of issues since the beginning of the project. We had been working with the developer, trying to, do our best to work with her, get the project going, get it moving along and finished. And as of March of 25, we received the as-built plan, and that was when we first noticed there were issues, like real issues. Once that was done, once that had been completed, we met internally, discussed all of the issues, reached back out, told them that we need an updated as-built plan showing us existing conditions with topography. That then took some time, we got that back, and we noticed that the site was 2 feet lower than what it was originally approved. The stormwater was not in the stormwater system was not installed in the correct locations, and issue after issue just kept coming up. Paving issues, ADA ramp issues, all sorts of things.
Incomplete work.
Incomplete work. There were issues. They increased the amount of impervious area that was approved by us and conservation. So they went back to conservation for an amended order of conditions. That then was approved in April, and then nothing really happened through the fall because we really didn't have a lot of rain. So there was no way for us to go out there and witness the stormwater system functioning or in it, how it should. Matt finally got a really good rainy day, and he went out there, took some videos, and that was when I was on my paternity leave. When I got back, January, we scheduled something for, it was January 9th. We met out on site, went through all of the open issues, had them tell us how they would address it. They gave us all, basically told us that they were going to get them all addressed, and we were like, okay, once the weather turns nice, then you guys can get it done, and then after the fact, submit to the planning board with all the changes that have occurred, and then have the planning board give a final approval. In May, I reached out to the applicant, or to the developer, and they basically told me that they were working on scheduling everyone for the work. I didn't hear back from her, so in early June, I reached out and said, can you give me an update on this? What she said to me was, based on her engineer and her attorney, the project is completed and that she's not going to do anything.
Wonderful.
That then kind of escalated. She, with her involving the attorney, and then I asked her to get it in writing from the attorney to state why he believed that. It kind of got into a back and forth, and then she asked for everything in writing, so I issued her a violation letter, the one that I sent to everybody, stating everything that was done, and saying and implementing fines. We had a meeting today. Internally, we managed to get to a point where all parties were in agreement with what needed to be done. The fines, as of now, have been removed in good faith to see them, to make sure that since they agreed that they will get it done. So I will update the board again once I have a schedule as to when things will be completed. They will be coming back to the
Yeah.
planning board for, yes.
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, so I just want to make sure the board understands. One of the things that was important to us is we're not going to wait for an as-built at the end. It's going to be two pieces. We are going to get a stormwater plan, because that's the biggest thing. There are other things that are opposed. There's some minor things.
You don't think it's a big thing that the site is 2 feet lower than it was designed?
Well, I
Didn't we
do,
even talk
but
about
that's
that?
about
Yeah, we addressed
but ultimately it's related to the disposition of the water, ultimately. So what we agreed to is that the engineer is going to come up with a revised stormwater plan to bring it to where it needs to be to function. We're going to get to review that for approval. They'll do the work, and then we're going to get an as-built with everything up to date. So it'll be a two-parter for us. But what that does is it gives us a chance to look at the stormwater plan before they do any work. That's all.
Correct.
Yeah.
And yes, the 2-foot elevation was a big point of contentious within this meeting. We know that the site is 2 feet lower than it should be. There's obviously, we're not going to go after the fact to make them raise it. That makes it even, that's like overburdensome. So what we're looking for is making sure that the site is functioning as it should, stormwater wise. That's the biggest issue for us. And that's kind of what we're going to be getting, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and they should be hopefully before us in August.
So they had their engineer at the meeting,
Yes, they did.
civil engineer, who's going to stamp that stormwater plan and
Oh, yeah.
develop the language with
Yep.
it again.
Yeah, they had quite a few people here.
Yeah.
They had quite the
Well,
team.
they should.
Yeah, it was
Everyone but an attorney, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
the main issue came from the original contractor. That's where the issue lays with. It's the first contractor she had is basically why she's in the position she's in. The new contractor she has is very good. I get along with him. I've worked with him.
You've worked with him before, right?
So I know he does good work, and he's the one who fixed it. Fixed the paving job the last time. So now we're kind of just more, it needs to be refined in certain areas to make sure that the stormwater's going where it needs to go.
I think there's a little more to it than the stormwater, but I'll go with you guys this way.
That's the
That's
The
biggest
whole
big-
grade is wrong. It's
Yeah.
wrong on the
Oh,
left.
there's so much.
Yeah.
Turning
but-
radius is, everything's wrong.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
But
Here
a
we
lot
are
of this
now.
stuff,
Does she even get the site lighting in?
yeah, everything's in for site, for site lighting. the biggest issues for us are the stormwater. The other stuff are minor stuff that it's not as big of an issue. Yeah, like there are some turning radius stuff. There are some, the level of the road is lower.
ADA parking.
ADA
doesn't
parking.
exist, basically.
There is an ADA parking space, but they park in it.
We
But-
approved two.
I know, and that's part of the stuff that's going to come back to us as part of a modification. So that's 42 Park Street. That's a fun one.
Can I ask a higher level question, not about that, but you're bringing up the engineer and stamping the plan, and we've been in meetings before where we've talked about that's our security, that people have jobs that have degrees and stamps, and that's how
And
we
we
hold
approve
them
it based on
accountable.
that, right?
Yes, and we hold them accountable. Can we talk a little bit, from my learning, because I'm not an engineer, so it sounds like it was the general contractor that originally, so if the engineering was originally stamped and done correctly to good engineering practices.
Yes.
I know,
Yeah, we
I know
checked it.
accounting practices, what do you
Yeah,
call good
yeah.
engineering practices?
Yeah, no, you got it right.
But- And so there was no, so that still held us true. Is there anything similar to that in general contracting world, or is that where we're all just going, well, that was just not done right, and we're
That's
now?
exactly it. There's no.
There's undoubtedly way more to the situation
Yeah.
than we're ever gonna be aware of.
Right.
And people, when they're in this situation, will put blame wherever they feel comfortable putting it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, but the ultimate blame goes to the owner.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's the person who is responsible for it.
and we're holding
And they'll
them.
just say, this one did something wrong, this one did something wrong, and that's all.
Yeah,
They did something wrong.
so we're holding them accountable to getting us as best to what we approved.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the entire situation we get asked about frequently is what do we do now when we're here?
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
this is what we're doing. Our whole town our town showed up in force to have these meetings and do this work and see the thing, and this is where we're finding it as best we can do.
Yeah. Typically, the way we write our decisions and the way we hold off on the final CO
Yeah.
is typically why we hold off on that until things are done. This was a tricky situation due to a business having already closed down their other business and expecting this one to be open, and so there was a lot of intricacies on this one, and so the final CO was issued against
The temporary
What?
seal.
temporary and final were issued against what I believed and what Heather believed at that point. We learned from it, it's one of those situations where we also tried to work with them as best as we could, and it bit us.
Okay, so you found out a lot personally, you and
Yes.
Heather, about the situation.
Yes,
So commenting back to Julie,
and we
typically
can
when we
talk
do a
offline
project,
if-
okay,
we can talk
we
offline.
can require a monthly report
Right.
stating the status of the project from the engineer. And I believe strongly that should be in every decision that we have.
And that's
I've said
actually
it
something
since the
that
first
Matt-
time I got on the board,
Matt and I have
5 or
agreed
6,
to.
7 or 8 years ago, okay? Monthly reports. Same thing that's required when an architect designs a building under controlled construction, under the architect's requirement, there's a monthly report that has to go to the building department. Same thing should apply to the engineer. So when the thing is wrong,
Yeah.
he's stating at the beginning that it's wrong, or
Yeah.
he's putting his whole stamp on the line, but a monthly report. But when we get to the level of the projects that we have done recently, much bigger than that, the quality of the people involved seem to be of a different level.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're more true to what is required, because they're gonna be in business for a long time, okay? And they want that project to be right, because their reputation may depend on it.
And maybe before us again.
They may get back and so forth. So there's a lot of things here.
Yeah, and specifically with the monthly report thing, that is something that internally we've all agreed will be going forward as a general condition in all
Excellent. I like that
all
idea.
decisions now.
Do we need to change a regulation or anything for that?
It's just a general condition.
We just make it a general condition. We want monthly reports from the engineer.
Yep, from a licensed engineer.
Licensed engineer, not the contract, the licensed engineer. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
It's been
It
around
just-
for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, we've done it on other projects.
Yeah.
This one was also one of like my first decisions as well. And I've slowly been refining our decisions over time. And I think now we've learned. Matt and I have kind of gotten to the point where we're like, okay, that is definitely a requirement that needs to be in all
I think
decisions.
so.
School of Hard Knocks.
Yep.
School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that report.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's 42 Park Street.
Excuse me.
Lincoln Hill, they're currently,
Yeah.
they're done with site work for now in the sense of Onyx. They're in the process of transitioning over to Lincoln Developers to take over the SWIP, and they're going to be handling foundations and in-house, all that stuff. So right now it's in a transition period, so it's kind of in flux. They're currently working on foundations and houses up there right now. The road has all been in. If you go up, you can see as people like to scar.
It's a nice little sales office.
Yeah,
up
the
there.
the utilities strip that's up the middle, that's all been completed and seeded and all that. So I expect that they'll be, finishing at least a couple, selling soon in a couple of houses, and be looking for temporary COs and stuff like that in the next couple of months.
I noticed the trench for the putting the electric in right now.
Yeah, up on High Street. Yeah, there was some work going on. There was actually some incident.
They're gonna need security better than they have up there.
Yeah. So
Again?
no. There was just some miscommunications
Oh.
as to work that was being done up on High Street and blocking. Like it wasn't
Okay.
intentional. It just one of those issues. But that project's moving along pretty smoothly now. I haven't really had many issues, so I haven't heard anything really. The only issues I had been hearing was cars parking on the sidewalk on Groton Harvard Road, but they were all detail cars, detail cops. So
Do we get a report on I haven't seen it, I'd love to see the retaining wall was built and walk the job. The retaining wall is constructed.
the structural wall,
Yeah.
that goes through Mike. I don't really oversee any of that
Okay,
stuff.
so they're gonna, there's obviously a structural design.
Yeah. Oh,
reports
yes,
and
yeah.
so
Mike
forth.
has all that
Okay,
information.
thank you.
Yeah, that's a building permit issue, not a site plan issue. There are revisions that they've done to it too. There was some areas that they were going to be stepping the wall, so there were some changes that had to occur instead of making it one large wall.
Okay, the other question I had was, now that we are done with the blasting, did anyone get any final report of any damage that was caused by did we ever hear back that the actual large neighborhood that was involved
I
with the
can check
blasting
with the chief.
reported back that, there's damage and it needs to be repaired or anything like that?
I can check with the chief, but as of now, not that I know of.
I just think it would be interesting to know that that issue is behind us.
Yeah, I'll check with the chief, but I know there were a few that were put in.
Yeah.
But whether or not anything has happened or come of it, I don't know. I can check with them.
And at this point, this is not exactly related to the owners of Lincoln Hill. The gentleman across the street, is it Mr. Flynn?
Mr. Flynn.
Does that work been completed by DPW yet, do you know?
The work within the ditch, no, not the work within the ditch, but they have an agreement they've been discussing. That's been,
Okay.
they are dealing with that, but the work has not actually been completed.
But they were gonna work in the road to clean up.
In the road, yes, they were out there. That has not. I don't believe it's been completed just yet. I know there was a lot of work in the road. I don't know if that has been completed
Had to
just
do with the
yet.
piping that was
Yeah.
existing.
Yeah, the
Okay.
culvert.
Cool, thank you.
Stratton Hill? Anything there?
Stratton Hill, it's
Nothing.
been quiet
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
quiet.
What I heard was that they got their approvals from Natural Heritage on the swap of the location of the turtle habitat. They're gonna come back with us, with a plan to us. They're also potentially looking at some revisions, but they they haven't decided on whether or not they're moving forward with those. So they're kind of in limbo right now. There was some work going on, but it's kind of slowed down.
Not just a share to my colleagues. We've been hearing a lot about the Blandings turtle. And since I've never seen one, I begin to wonder if this thing's a ghost. Are there? So I will confirm that 6 weeks ago I actually saw a Blandings turtle in Rocky Hill, which of course is adjacent to
Yep.
this project. So yes, they're
Yep.
real.
I've had to deal with them on a project before, so I know they're real.
So what that makes them distinct is that they have a very high dome.
Mhm.
So they look like helmets. That's what people say, army
Yeah.
helmets. So
Yeah.
unlike the painted turtle, which is pretty squat. Yeah.
The Pine Street extension, that one is moving along very, very fast too. They're almost completed out there. There is potential.
Oh
for-
yeah. Right.
That one's almost fully completed. There is potential for someone buying the adjacent parcel and building a house off of that road as well.
Wow.
Because they created frontage.
Yeah.
Paid
So
for it.
yeah. So we've had a discussion with someone. So there's potentially something coming out of
Wow.
that, which would be nice, an additional house. But
Help
we'll
the
see.
neighbor. One of them.
Yeah.
Help the neighbor.
But other than that project, they're almost complete. And then I believe they'll have to come to town meeting for the acceptance of the way. But that's more of a Dan question right now.
Okay, great.
Did any of you guys go down and see that? Talk to the supervisor?
No, I haven't.
Josiah, I think is
Josiah.
nice guy.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely the
Very good.
best looking material I ever saw.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling, perfect sand and gravel to work in. Just no rocks, no boulders, nothing. Just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, they're and Aho does good work.
Yeah, you do.
He's not someone I ever have to worry about,
Exactly.
which is great.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. That was a 2 and a 1. It was a two-family.
A two-family and
and
a one and a
I
single.
remember that way back then.
Then there is Panther Place, which there he just does for a year, and when he's done, he goes on to the next. But he's very slow about it. He wants to make sure it's sold and everything
He's
before
being
he wants to do
cautious.
anything.
Yeah.
So he's getting close to the point where when he comes for the next set of lot releases, I think most likely we might be at a point where we could go to a bond, but Dan will make that call. But we're getting there. He's probably got another 2 years, I think, before he's finished. Other than that, any other projects?
Well,
Do you think that 44 Main Street's going to be coming before us soon? Am I getting or Park
44
Street?
Park
Park Street. I'm sorry.
Yes, so
I made a mistake.
44 Park Street. That project is basically what they're doing is it's going to be a consignment shop or a antique shop. I don't know what you call it. Right now we're currently waiting on some town council questions stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Then once that's done, we can go back to them and let them know, and then they'll make their submission. So we're kind of in a waiting on town council question kind of thing. We're going to be receiving a submission for the Old Town Village. We're going to be getting that Thursday. That'll be on before the board in August, on the first meeting in August. So that one we can expect soon.
That's the Lazy Mary property?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The
fire station.
what?
Fire station and all.
Nothing on fire station. Haven't heard anything. Nothing. We do at the next meeting. GPR will be coming in to give the board a quick presentation. There's a property owner who owns a parcel on Park Street adjacent to the National Grid corridor, and he wants to do some
I
test.
know that.
He wants to do some test pits up there for a potential commercial building, but because of the trees, he's going to come in, give you a quick presentation, and explained that they may potentially need to take down some trees to get to where they need to go. I told them, we suggested that it would be best if they come before the board, give a preliminary presentation so that the board understands and knows what's going on in case anyone tells you, oh, people are cutting down the tree. You know, it's,
Especially the neighbor that lives there.
yes, Dr. Peter. So, but he shouldn't be affected because most of the trees that would be, they're going to be more internal to the site as opposed to on the edges. Yeah, they're currently working on that.
So this is across from the bank, we're basically talking about.
Yeah, so
The
it's
national.
across from the bank, but it's the last parcel against the national grid.
Okay, I thought that was owned by the town.
Or no, you're right. That one's owned by the town. It's the next one.
Okay.
Yep. Because he had originally.
I like the 52 pieces of land owned by the
Yeah,
town.
he had originally wanted to meet with the town to buy it, but right now they're just going to go with that one parcel.
Okay, thank you.
Other than that, there's some other potential projects that could be coming in in the next couple of months. I'm waiting to hear back from some people, but as of now, that's kind of what we have on, in the near future.
That's good.
All right.
All right, committee working group assignments.
Can you bring up that spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So with quite a few things had kind of fallen off our what I would say is responsibilities.
Woohoo.
Is that good or bad?
It's
Great, we
good.
have a senior center.
So
Thank you.
now we're at this point. There's only five. There's five positions, I would say, and there's obviously 5 members. So the one problem here will be one person will need to be twice because of the Devon's resolution group. Now that hasn't even really met. Whether or not that's even going to continue to meet, we don't know.
Right.
So right now we have the Devon's resolution group, which is 2 members. CBC, which is Julie right now, and you're in until you need to be reappointed. Did you get reappointed?
No, but I.
So reappoint through 6/30/2026 to stagger appointments. You were supposed to be reappointed. So that might.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
I'll talk to Carly and see if she knows. So
Yeah, we can
let's
discuss
say you're gonna stay on CPC.
Yeah. No, I'll stay. I'll do it.
Peter?
Peter,
I was wondering, would you be interested in the?
Affordable Housing Trust.
No, wait, the working group.
So let
You
me.
might change it. Oh, okay, go ahead.
So-
Explain what you
The
think.
working group's a little different.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Is that
Actually, we're not even working on it.
So
I
that's
think I'm already
yeah,
working on
exactly.
her with that.
Yeah. So that's what I was. That's what I was gonna get to.
Good to.
So
Oh, so I don't have to
the
do that anymore?
affordable house. Well, the affordable housing working group.
Oh.
That's the one Nathan was on.
Yeah.
Dave is on there on behalf of
Affordable
the
housing
Disabilities Committee.
Oh, that's right. This,
You're on there on
The
behalf
Affordable
of
Housing Committee.
Affordable Housing Committee.
right.
So I think we're all set because
We're
what
good.
I don't want is a quorum. And
Yeah, so we're good there?
we will have a quorum if anyone else is on there.
So we're good.
We're good there for right now. We're not going to be having anyone else because even though they represent 2 other boards, they're they're on the planning board. So
Okay.
we're going to remove that one. So really it comes down to Affordable Housing Trust and the MRPC. And who wants to be the 2 on the Devon's Resolution Group?
So I'll stay with the Devon's
stay.
resolution group because that hasn't even met. So whenever so that's fine. So what do you? So are you suggesting something like maybe I move back to MRPC and Peter takes
Well,
the
what
Affordable
I
Housing
would-
Trust, or what do you think?
What I would suggest
Peter
is,
wants to take things.
I'm
Does-
just speculatively, of course.
does
yeah.
Peter want
Do
to
you
be
want-
on the Affordable Housing Trust on behalf of the planning board?
Yeah, what is, do you know what it means?
When it does meet, it meets once a month, and mostly it's about reviewing the applications for rental assistance. Maybe it's the rental assistance program is what we monitor. So it's a little, it's in a transition now because the person who was formerly our housing person retired, and we have a new person in there, but she's still working her way through. the meetings don't go on forever, which is good, and it's once a month.
Okay.
Would you be interested?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it in person?
And I can,
I think it's both. It's
It's
a
both,
hybrid.
yeah.
So and a lot of members attend. I usually attend in person because I find the Zoom hard to hear, but yeah, you can Zoom in.
and
Now,
I
you
can
need-
get you in contact with Katie.
Okay.
It would be, so Katie Neville is our community housing development. She's in charge of that, so I can get you in contact with her about that.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Can I comment on that committee for Peter?
Of course.
So that committee has turned out to be a really important asset for the town
Yep.
because where the town meeting has supported through CPC, the request for funds to
My
support that,
suggestion is
that,
do it.
that
you go to
outreach.
MRPC.
So what
Yeah,
started
he-
was
he-
like 60,000 now, what are we
you
up
wanted
to
to
now per
switch-
year?
swap-
100,000,
I want
200,000? There's a big commitment every year.
Isn't he still deep up to his?
So,
Sorry.
there's a large commitment every year by CPC and the town
Yes.
meeting to support that committee is what I'm getting at. It's a good deal. The town is showing
Yes.
that we're interested.
Anything with his money and you just give it to
That's
people, I've learned is a
exactly-
really
Oh,
great
people
board
love
to be
getting-
on.
oh,
People
people
are
love
very
getting money.
nice to you on those boards.
So
Thank you.
one suggestion I had was Ken do the Devon's resolution group because they haven't really met, and I know you have a bunch of other groups that you're on. So this one would be a little bit lighter on
I don't
you.
know if they want me on it.
Well,
I'll take it though. I want
No, take it.
I'm very interested.
No, good.
because
Because you want to
Good.
serve with me,
We-
right? Let's be clear.
we also
I don't think it's worth the time if they don't, but I'll be on the committee.
Listen, it's
You're
that or
supposed to say yes
MRPC.
to
You're
it.
taking the
I
benefit
don't,
of
I,
never go to
Brian.
MRPC.
that's exactly
Exactly
why.
the point. So
So-
I'll take the, yeah.
My preference would be have Jonathan go to that one.
Okay.
You go to Devon's resolution.
I just peeked.
got
Do
me
you
up there
understand
already.
they're in a lot of transition?
Who are?
The MRPC.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a whole
Okay.
transition that
The
they're.
executive director's stepping down after
Yep.
30 years, and they're in flux.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just warning you. I was gonna warn whoever you were throwing under the bus.
Glenn
but-
Eaton has taken over there.
That's a
Glenn
great
Eaton, he
question.
used to be at the state.
Line-
He was at DOER.
Regional planning.
Yeah, he's
22
good
now.
actually. I met with
So
him.
listen, yeah, I've been served on MRPC before. Remember after Jeff, we
Yeah.
swapped. So I did that for a little while. Then Jeff took it. I'm happy to take that again. That's fine.
Okay, and so that'll be for FY27. So your next.
Can
thing
you let
will
them
be-
know so that they send me the notices?
I'll get that set up. I
Thank you.
have a thing that I need to fill out.
Okay, good, because yeah, I just need
Affordable
to know.
Housing Trust, so that's a 2-year term. So what we'll do is we'll have this from the.
While you're talking out loud, can I ask Jonathan a question? Can Jonathan just be a little clearer about what, since you served on it, I don't think I'll do a good job at it, what MRPC is and what it does?
So MRPC stands for Massachusetts Regional Planning something. Commission. And what these planning commissions exist because it's a way for of managing cross-town issues in a regional way because that things that can't be resolved in an individual municipality locale. So the other thing about it is that the state will often direct grants instead of directly to the town. They direct them to these regional commissions instead, and then the regional commissions disperse money. So the significance of participating in MRPC is to make sure that Ayer gets its fair share. I mean, frankly, and be on top, and also for me to report back to you on what the MRPC is working on, what they do.
The alternate on behalf of the town is Select Board Copeland.
He's the alternate,
Mm-hmm.
so I can work out with him if there's a meeting I can't make. Okay. We've done that before, I think. I think it was him too. It was Sean, right? Is that his
Yeah,
name?
Sean.
Sean, yeah.
Thank you.
So that's kind of what we have now. It's a little bit lighter than
It
we've
is
had
a
in
little
previous
lighter.
years.
This is better.
We had
This
a
is
lot
better.
It's
more.
a lot.
It's a lot better.
What was the more that we don't have now?
We had stormwater.
No, it's gone.
We also had
Oh, okay.
we had a couple of others that I deleted
I
off.
thought senior center, you were board planning board, correct?
No, I was appointed separately.
She was
to the senior
appointed.
center.
Yeah, he was appointed
I went
separately.
before the selectmen for that, yeah.
Yeah, it may have been
Doesn't matter. It was
Joe.
a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Thank
the
you.
senior center, I don't think the senior center building committee has a representative from any board.
No, I think
Separate
they're all
appointment.
residents technically. All right, so our next topic would be, I just want to update you guys on master plan information.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So I sent Jonathan and Ken basically a presentation that was put together by Metro West Planning Committee. They're basically on what a master plan is, how it's breaking down. I will have it sent to everyone. It also came with a list of consultants that I had kind of put together, knowing we didn't really want to use one of those bigger firms that's kind of very boilerplate. Bear Planning Group, like those kinds of groups. We wanted to use a little bit more, something that's going to give more attention to it. So I've come up with a list of them.
Good.
Of the consultants. They have examples of master plans that they've done in Massachusetts. They've done them in other states as well.
If you get any references, I would gladly make a few phone calls to find out, other towns and say, how'd the working process go?
Yeah.
So if you get down to 3 that you like, if you could give me the references, I could follow up on
Okay.
that. Okay.
Yeah. We can do that.
Similarly, sorry.
Yeah, no, go for
We're excited. Could we, if you look at those 3, could I look at maybe an example of their work?
Yeah.
And look at it through the lens of the work you and I did?
Yeah,
for the midpoint?
absolutely.
Remember we did a lot of
Yeah.
this is what we liked and didn't like?
Yeah.
I don't mind being that kind of an eye.
Yeah,
on
let's do
those
that.
3.
Yeah. So
Because, the whole intent is that we want a document that's more useful this
Right,
time around.
so I'd
but-
see if their documents look
The
like.
document was great that we had the last
yeah.
time.
So I have a couple of them that are right here, but the biggest one I was looking at was Community Circle.
Okay.
They've got a long list of examples that you can
Okay.
of master plans like Littleton, Acton, Concord, Holden. Those are kind of like the bigger ones.
Sure.
That was one of the ones that I was more leaning towards. Yeah, the other ones had some others, like the Collaborative had some in Acton, Linfield. They did one in Georgia, but these are just a list that I'd kind of put together, smaller ones that
Yeah.
that have experience in it. I can also just send you some of those sounds as well.
Did you reach out to the state? Because we went to that housing forum and they had a whole bunch of people up there explaining master plans to us. And they're like, oh, I'm this person and we made these master plans for Sturbridge and a few other companies.
I'll look into that because I did reach out to MRPC and to see if they had any other people that they thought of.
Okay.
So we had, there were a couple, 2, 3
Okay.
people up to, companies that up there that one worked with Sturbridge, one worked with
They're not sure.
North Shore. They're like,
I can ask, I can just reach out to Sturbridge and see who they did, who they
they
used.
looked like they were smaller companies, but they were, Sturbridge was like, hey, we loved working with this particular person.
That's good to know.
I actually brought the folder back that had the whole
Oh.
agenda, so I think the names are in that
Okay.
folder somewhere. I'll
Yeah.
just give you the folder
Cool,
somewhere
thank you.
online.
I have it, but it kind of went like this somewhere in my file.
Somewhere, yeah.
My wife says I have flat surface disease, so if I see a flat surface, I gotta put it down, and it's like,
It's
I
coming.
know I put it down, but where did I put it now?
Yeah.
Amen.
So in terms of that, I did send out also a survey that Jonathan had put together for all of the town officials. That has been sent out, and it's due at the end of the month.
It's very simple.
It's
so
a very simple.
3 questions.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
no.
oh,
No, so I'll tell you, so very much it's like, what did you like about the former, the current master plan? What would you like to do different? What are your key priorities? Boom.
Yeah.
And that gives us guidance so that when we're looking for the consultant, we have a certain sense of what the collective desire is.
Yeah.
That
and-
master plan, the one we have now, which you guys looked at, that had a huge committee. The
Mhm.
committee
Yeah.
people are
So,
listed.
and
That's a large
that's
committee.
the
Wow.
next question that
We just.
that the board is going to have to make is and you could do it either way. The planning board could be the governing body, or you can have a steering committee. And there are pros and cons to both. The pros to having the planning board handle it is you guys are really in it. You guys control everything. It's very handled. Obviously, there's going to be outreach to residents and stuff like that, but it's really kept with you, the board, me, the town officials, and the consultant. and it can be structured in a certain way that helps to keep it moving along. There's also, the cons are, you guys are going to be
Busy.
very, very busy if you do it that way. Then there is the master plan committee or the steering committee, which the pros to that is you can break out and do subgroups, which have them focus on one chapter, have you focus on one chapter, and to kind of break it up the work a little bit more and have more eyes on it. And you can choose how you structure it. So it could be done as 2 members from the planning board, or and then 1 member from all the other boards, and then a couple of residents. You could do it that way. You could do every planning board member and then include 1 member from all the other boards and some residents. It's kind of up to how you guys want to structure it that way. But doing it that way gives, it takes a little bit of pressure off of the whole board and not having you guys do everything and, not 1 chapter for Dave, 1 chapter for Peter. It at least breaks it up a little bit more. So think about it. It's something that it's something that I've mentioned to Jonathan, and it's something that was in the presentation that I'll send to everybody for everyone to start thinking about.
Okay.
And I think what I would like to do is once we get the survey back from all of the town officials, I want to bring it to the board and we'll start discussing master plans, start thinking about which consultants, and start thinking about putting an RFP together and, really getting the process moving along so that when we get to the spring, we can request whatever funds are necessary.
Beautiful.
Can I ask just a quick question? You guys already looked at this before, but is there a chance that all the work that was done, 7, 8 years ago, and what's it, 2027 that it's due, something like that, or
28.
28? Is it a chance that can be just updated without having to rip down all the way through the whole process?
Yeah,
In other words, there's a lot of one.
That's typically what happens.
Okay, so we hit these goals go away,
Oh.
and we replace them with new goals.
Yeah, so I have a goal tracking sheet that
Yeah.
I've updated as of recently that tracks everything that's been done,
Yeah.
stuff that's ongoing. In terms of the actual document, in terms of the
narratives
existing
and
the
stuff.
narrative and all that stuff, that's gonna get reused and updated and added and
Yeah.
subtracted. You're gonna use that as kind of like your template and just add and remove stuff from that, because a lot of the stuff is gonna stay the same. Some of that stuff stays the same.
There'll
Some
be
of
some
it,
pickup.
yeah.
But I think that one of the things that'll be different is, the thing with the current master plan is something like 80% of the items are listed as high priority.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's not functional. I mean, by definition,
That's
high
because
priority
they were
has
high
to be
priority to
reduced.
the subgroup that.
You're right.
they
So
put it
so
into
one of the things we really want to do up
committee.
front,
It's high priority to them.
it's be really
We
clear about.
structure it differently.
Yeah, we want to be, I think one of the goals for this round of the master plan is to really clarify the high priority meaning no more than 10%. I mean, that's what high priority means. It means it's a
Got it.
special group.
Makes sense.
That way, every department knows what their chief prerogatives are.
Yeah.
And I think there were a lot of things that we did when Julie and I did that kind of midterm assessment. One of the things we discovered is there was a lot of priorities that were really irrelevant, and it was bloated. It was in the way. So that's kind of what we want to avoid this time around.
But I want to connect something you're both saying is those are the parts we wanted to improve on, but we were also amazed and very happy. Our feedback was we accomplished
Exactly.
so much. We
Oh,
were at
yeah.
the midway
We just
point.
Oh yeah, they really did.
So it was thorough. It was.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
remember the enthusiasm we all had working
Yep.
on that master plan, and then we hit the midpoint. And even if we thought there was a lot of high priority, we hit a lot of.
We
those
got a lot of them
marks
are
already.
done.
So it was, I think, very successful.
Yeah, what?
I just think
Yes.
how awesome this is because we have some ideas of where it's going to be able to get cleaned up and.
Yeah,
take
but
care-
There was a lot of
good
stuff in there about zoning, there was
Yeah.
a lot about the form-based code,
And
there was
I
a lot
can-
about
and-
all the multifamilies.
and here we are, right?
Yeah,
So
there was a lot of that stuff.
I have the implementation plan. I have been going through it and
Great.
adding more, reaching out to departments. Has this been are you done with this? So I have a whole thing updated,
Oh, cool.
built on what
Yeah.
you guys have already done.
Yeah.
So I can send that out to everybody so that you
Beautiful.
guys can also look at that and see what more has been added, what more has been done, because a lot more has been completed
Awesome.
since you guys have done that. Yeah.
All right, so we ready for
Oh, minutes.
the minutes?
Yes.
Can you bring that up on the board?
Hey, before we start, can I ask the question about minutes that I
What's it-
asked? That we just started about just Mr. and Ms. and I know we just talked very quickly and I'll be very brief, but I love if we do the minutes great and Mr. and Ms. work great for us as a board. My concern, what I was trying to voice, is that we do not know, and I don't think we want to get into, I think we want to be respectful of gender on all forms in our meeting. We do not need to ask in this meeting, it's been fine. We have hit potholes where we have assumed the gender of someone and we have been wrong. And so I do not want to be in our minutes with the applicants and with our public, Mr. and missing them and not being sure of that. So that's all I was asking, if you don't mind.
Yes, what generally happens is they get their names, anyone who's not on the board, or usually is first name, last name.
Yep, that's not what the
It-
reasons were.
Right,
Yeah,
but in this
and
case, what I was
we
talking
can
to specifically was
work on
referring
this.
to us, Danny, and
Yeah.
I didn't like Ruiz said. Wait.
Yeah,
And that was
That's-
because it's
that-
just the AI system. that
Exactly,
we
and I
have
just,
done.
just a little simple thing I noticed,
There's tweaks we can do so
But-
for the clerk's minutes. There's stuff within it that we can.
on the whole, I was pretty impressed with the AI sections. They were good.
yeah.
So, I'd like to make a motion that we approve does that say May
May
26th?
26th.
May 26th, 2026 minutes with the edits I sent over to you and suggested to you.
Second.
Any further discussion? Ken?
Aye.
And everyone was here for, well, who was here for that? Were there Peter and?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
That was
You
the
were here?
first meeting.
Peter?
That was their first meeting.
Dave?
Aye.
Julie?
Yes.
Chair votes aye. Oh, and I can sign it. And I'd like to make a motion to approve the June 9th, 2026 meeting minutes as edited by myself and sent to you guys.
Second.
Oh, any further discussion? And we're up here?
Yep.
I'm lost now because it's between. Did I make a motion?
You did.
And then-
Was it second?
Seconded.
Ken.
Any further discussion?
Oh,
No.
oh, yeah.
Ken?
Yes.
Peter?
Aye.
Aye.
Julie?
Yes.
Chair votes aye.
Great.
Today's the
Thank you.
14th, right?
Yes.
I thought they were excellent.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So that's official now, that's
It's-
the new way we're doing it.
So
Period.
moved. Have a wonderful,
Other boards may move to it too.
have a wonderful evening, everybody.